Good morning. How's everyone doing? I want to do a quick video, a message to everybody out there that has ears to hear. I pray you hear and you listen. And it has to do with music. Now, first and foremost, before I start this message, I don't want to seem like I'm condemning anybody or putting anyone down. Because at the end of the day, the choice is yours to either listen to what's right or do what's wrong. God won't force you. I can't make you, and I won't. But as a messenger of God, I feel like it's my duty, and it is. I know it's my duty to, reach out to whoever has ears to hear and reach out to them. Let me tell you something about music. Okay, now there are times where people will put on a song, and the song may not have cuss words, it may not have lustful wordplay, sexual, as I should say. It may not have violence in it. I'll give you an example. One of my favorite songs that I used to listen to all the time and I loved it was called Always by Atlantic Star. Another one would be Bretton Wood, Me and You, or Al Green, Let's Stay Together. And if you guys know oldies or music in the 70s and 80s, it's mainly love songs, right? And a typical person be like, it's just a love song. Well, let me get deep into that, okay? There are individuals, a lot of individuals, and like I said, I'm not saying it's you, but I want you guys to use your mind though and peep game and what I'm trying to say. Like I said, I'm not trying to condemn, but there are people, many people out there who listen to these songs and they just went through a serious breakup with someone they've been with for a while, or maybe they caught their spouse cheating, or maybe they cheated. I don't know. It happens all the time, every day, right? So somebody will put on an oldie song, and then they'll sit there and drink themselves, and they'll get a spirit of sorrow about them. And you see, the Lord is an uplifting God. He's a God of joy and happiness. He wants us to be happy. But unfortunately, a lot of people, when they go through these breakups, they sit back and they drink themselves to death, or they do other things, whatever it is, and they let the song get into their head, and then they get more deep down depressed and so sorrowful, and they start boo-hooing. And I'm not trying to put no one down that does that, because you're listening to somebody that was that. I used to sit in a dark place, drinking, head down, sorrow, letting thoughts get to my head, thinking about what could have been, what should have been, with this person, that person, just in my sorrow. And God didn't want that for me. So you're listening to somebody that is telling you from experience. And it's the truth. But unfortunately, a lot of people, when they hear these songs, they're so down and out, and they start drinking, suicide starts coming in their head. And people kill themselves because they start thinking about it, that breakup. The devil starts getting in their head. Oh, she's with somebody else. If you're a man thinking about a woman, or if you're a woman sitting back going through it, and these thoughts go in their some people's heads, and then they kill themselves, or even worse, the enemy will put it in their head, and then the person will get up and want to go retaliate. It happens every day, all the time. Can no one tell me it don't happen? And this was from a love song, from a song in the 80s that didn't have cuss words, wasn't lustful, wasn't violent. It was just a simple love song. Well, those simple love songs the enemy uses. Here's another example. Let's just say you're a man, right? And you're a husband to a wife, or vice versa. You're a woman and you're a wife to a husband, right? And you're in a car and you're with your significant other, whatever the case may be, and a song pops up. We'll say Mariah Carey, You Will Always Be My Baby. And if a person starts listening to that and they have an emotional attachment from a person that they were in love with a while back, that song is going to start making that person, that individual, think about their ex. And once that seed is planted, don't tell me this don't happen. It happens all the time, every day. Every day this happens. This is what music does. And that song plants a seed in his or hers head, whatever it is, and then they start thinking about their ex. And that thought grows into, well, let me just check up on my ex. And they're on social media, seeing how their life is, seeing what it was, what could have been. And they start getting these thoughts. And then next thing you know, it's a phone call. And then after that, that phone call turns into a meeting. And then after that, that meeting is a motel room. Then after that, it's cheating. Now you committed adultery. It happens all the time. And this was off a love song. That's what worldly music does. That's why we need to turn to Christ. That's why we need to turn to Christ and give our life to him. So therefore, he can guide us. Because a lot of people are fooled by this worldly music. Like I said, I'm not here to condemn anybody. I'm speaking from experience. And can nobody tell me that what I'm saying is not true? This is the truth. The enemy knows how to use every type of music to make you do things, think things, act on things. And a lot of people regret choices that they made because they sat in a room, drunk themselves to either death, to suicide, or drunk themselves into doing something. Now they're behind bars because they did this. Or some people are just so sorrowful they get behind the wheel. They're drunk. Boom. They hurt somebody or hurt themselves. And that's what that type of music does. So beware of what you listen to. If it's having any of you think them thoughts, you're planting seeds in your head. Get rid of that music. If you're married and you hear a song that reminds you of your ex and you start getting those thoughts, cancel it. Say a prayer, especially if you're a Christian. Cancel that music because you're going to end up doing something you're going to regret. You understand? Anybody out there that's going through a serious breakup, man, man up, woman up. It happens. That's why you and I'm not trying to be rude, but that's why the Lord says for us to wait on the one that he finds for us. You see, when Adam had Eve, God put him in a deep sleep and took his rib out and he gave it to Eve. Eve had Adam's rib. So if you're a man out there, there's a woman out there that has your rib. You just got to wait until the Lord puts you, I believe in my heart when each man is born, that God specifically takes the rib out and says, this rib is going in her and that woman is meant for you. And we got to wait for that woman. There's someone out there, there's a woman that has a rib. So when you go through a serious breakup, man, it wasn't meant to be. It's just what it is. Man up. And women too, you're carrying a man's rib inside you that belongs to you. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't see that. Don't let music bring you down. Don't put on them oldies. Start drinking yourself to death, feeling sorrow, having a pity party. Got to put your chin up and move forward. And I'm being honest. And it might hurt because I know I'm speaking from experience. It hurts. But you gotta soldier up. Remember, Jesus is the way, the truth, the life. No man goes to the Father except through him. God bless.